Hey all, here at OS Reviews. You're watching our hands-on review of the ALPTA X17. This is another mini projector that fits onto the palm of your hand, so it's very small. Instead of using Pico technology, it actually has the traditional LCD/LED bulb, so it doesn't get quite as bright, nor is the resolution quite as impressive, but the cost is significantly lower. This one retails for under $45. You can find some coupons down below, so it is very, again, cost-saving. If you just need something for occasional uses, it could be worth taking a quick look at. It features a full-sized HDMI port, so you can plug in any standard laptop and mirror the display for watching videos as well as gaming. The only downside is really the resolution, at least native resolution on paper. 320 by 240 is not, anywhere near HD. You can see that it supports full HD in terms of the input, so it's not native full HD. In terms of the projection size, 24 inches to 60 inches, so again, still a very small size. Aspect ratio is 4:3, so it's a rather square-ish virtual screen as opposed to 16:9. In the box, we have the X17 itself. We'll take a closer look at it in a second. There is a user guide that is okay in terms of its documentation, tells you how to focus, how to connect it to various sources, and navigate through its very simple UI. There's also a bundled remote control that uses simply IR so you have to be pointing directly at it for controlling up, down, left, right, volume, things like that. This one does not have Android built in, so it's not a smart projector. It uses two AAA batteries. Here we also have the proprietary charger, and there's also an RGB adapter cable if you want to connect an even older, let's say, DVD player for projecting images on the wall, and that's it. So taking a look at the design of the projector first, again, it really is compact. I have it next to, let's say, a 5-inch phone. This is the Xiaomi Redmi 4X, and you can tell how it's about the same size on the top. Obviously, it's going to be a bit thicker, but it still fits extremely easily into a pocket or into a backpack for transportation. So the emphasis here is on portability rather than on giving you the best image resolution. The back here does feature a few ventilation grills for the fan, the IR sensor for the remote, micro SD card, so you can load an SD card with your favorite images, videos, music, and it can play it back directly like an MP3 player. So there is a very small operating system on here. There's also a micro USB port, so it seems like you can actually power it using standard micro USB, which is pretty cool. You can power it on using a power bank. You don't have to use the proprietary charger. AV port, 3.5mm jack. There is a built-in speaker, but it does not get very loud, so this would probably be your best bet if you want to link up a sound system. And on the edge here, there's also a flap covering up the USB port, so again, thumb drive, just like SD card if you want to load it up with your favorite movies or images. HDMI port for connecting a laptop for mirroring your display, proprietary port for the power, and on the top here you also have access to the controls for left, right, OK, selecting the different input sources, going back, the same things that you can do using the remote. And on that side here there's also the lens adjustment, so for focusing things manually when you have it at different distances from the wall, and also the speaker on the front. There's rubber feet on the bottom along with a standard tripod mount. This thing is really lightweight and small. Here we have the projector turned on. It has a virtual screen size of roughly, I would say, 35 inches or so against the wall, and you can see how in a completely darkened environment the effect is definitely better than expected considering the native resolution and the relatively low amount of lumens that it has. So if I zoom all the way in, of course you'll still be able to see some pixelation, but overall, as far as you're viewing from a certain distance, watching images as well as the videos, it doesn't become too noticeable. Again, the lumens is relatively low. That means if you have any lights on in the background, or even brighter lights in particular, you can see how the image will quickly degrade. But as long as you're in, again, a darkened environment with the curtains drawn, the quality isn't that bad. The menu that they're using here is very similar to most of the projectors that we've checked out from Shenzhen, China over the past 2 years. It's a simple interface that allows us to navigate left and right through several tabs. It does produce, again, a very boxy shape, 4:3, so it's close to being a square in terms of the projected image, definitely not really widescreen. So if you're watching back a movie, for instance, you'll have some kind of black edges. It takes up a smaller proportion of the virtual screen. If I tap on the side key here, it will bring up the list of sources I can toggle up and down between, such as AV, SD card, HDMI. Here we have a Windows laptop mirroring its display to the projector. This is a New York Times article, so you can tell that images don't look that bad. Colors are a little bit dim, but it's really just text that becomes not super legible, especially smaller fonts like the tabs on the top there. So if I start to scroll through and take a look at, again, the article, you can see how the images, or the words rather, are really faint, but the images seem to be decent. If we tap on a video, hopefully that will be a little bit better in terms of performance.
A book in early 2018. This is a convertible 2-in-1 that came out roughly a year ago and retailed for $500 for the Android version, which we have here, and $550 for the Windows 10. It seems like it stepped right out of a Tron, or some type of sci-fi movie set, and we can make it dimmer as well. I can see two main reasons why Lenovo went with this Halo Touch keyboard.
So indeed, video playback is a little bit better because we're not reading into smaller text. The built-in speakers are actually surprisingly loud, as you heard in that quick sample, but it's not really rich sounding, there's not too much bass. Obviously, you can get better experience if you plug in your own headphones or a larger speaker, but for quick clips on YouTube, things like that, it actually works. So for streaming Netflix, for watching YouTube, actually it's a passable experience. So that's the X17 mini projector. Does it give you the best image quality? Definitely no. However, its emphasis is portability. And at around the same size as a Pico projector, it's also significantly cheaper because of the technology that they're using as a regular bulb. A similar Pico unit in terms of size will retail for about $200, whereas this one, again, is only $45, so you can save quite a bit of money. Now, there are projectors that you can buy that are slightly more expensive, but also offer better resolution. They're also more regular-sized home projector units, which will work better if you are sitting in one location, maybe buying one for the house for watching movies. This one really makes sense if you are traveling consistently, although it's not perfect for things like presentations because text doesn't remain very legible because it's still a little bit fuzzy. It works best for, again, images and videos. So for those types of presentations, it would work if you have a PowerPoint with mostly graphics. And also it would work, again, if you are trying to share some movies with friends and family when you're traveling, maybe in a hotel room for some quick gaming, things like that. The built-in speaker also, although isn't excellent, at least has one built into such a small unit. Again, is fairly impressive for the price. You can check out more details about this in our article, but for now, this has been our review. I would say that this is very similar in performance to the YG320 mini projector that we also saw, again, a few months ago. In fact, it's probably a spiritual successor in many ways. Very similar technology, a slightly better build quality, and you can power it with standard micro USB as well. Thanks for watching this video here at OS Reviews.